I was so happy when I upgraded. I was like, ah, finally, finally. So I didn't know what operating system to upgrade to. I was looking online. Some people at Reddit said for a mid 2012 MacBook Air, you should definitely look into getting El Capitan because I think when they did like High Sierra, or maybe I'm remembering it wrong, they said it bugged down their computer. So the consensus was use this as operating system. And in case you guys never read my community posts, the reason why I decided to upgrade was this. So yesterday I wanted to do a stream, and then I just, after I wrote that community post, I was looking through my credit card statements, and I noticed that for a credit card I don't use, I had a bill for about $200. So I looked at it and I was like, how come it says Amazon? Like, this is strange because I never purchased anything from my own personal Amazon account in quite some time. So I look at Amazon and then I find out that I've been getting things shipped to this apartment from my own Amazon account now. And then I was also according to the account, there were stuff being sent over to the apartment that I live in Hawaii. And these are things that I would not be buying. I have no reason to buy like a car buffer when I don't have a car in New York, right? Like, why would I buy that? Why would I buy something like a projector? There's no reason why I'd be buying a projector. So I spoke to Amazon about it and I said, I know this is going to sound really strange, but I I have some unauthorized purchases and I never bought the items myself. I don't know why someone got into my account, purchased these items, used my credit card, and then had it shipped over to the addresses on file. You would think with a scammer they would ship it to themselves. So that's what happened, and then they told me that they told me what I could do about it. They said file a dispute with your credit card, and I said okay, okay, okay. So for the items that I have here, I'm going to return it, and then the stuff in Hawaii, because I'm not there and because I think it's going to be too inconvenient to ship it back, I'm just going to file a dispute. So yeah, so it did arrive, but I don't know. It's like it's strange because I have a two-factor authentication for my Amazon account as well. So whenever you log into, well, if someone logged into my Amazon account, I would get notification. And I do know that someone, I thought it was this, I wasn't aware that I had two-factor set up for that Amazon account. I guess maybe they just auto did it. But I was getting these like scam text messages, or what I thought they were scam text messages, around late October, and I ignored it. You get one of those spoofed text messages that say something like, a sign in attempt was made at this thing, like, please click here to confirm. So I did not click on those links at all. So those were done in late October. And then when I was looking at the order, I had an order made around no late November and then last week. And I'm looking at my phone and I'm not seeing any sign-in attempts, which is really strange. So it seems that somewhere in November they logged into my account. I guess it didn't trigger a two-factor, I'm not too sure, but or maybe they were able to do it in October and then they just waited a month. But I think if I didn't catch it, they would have siphoned off money because what I was seeing is that it was about a week apart. So if you order, let's say, $70 worth of items one week and then the next week you're ordering like $50 of items, you see it's like every single week it would have added up. And because that account is only for Amazon, because that's a unique password, I knew that they didn't have access to my other accounts because it's a completely different email, completely different password, and I'm really thankful for doing that. I know some people, they're gonna make their Amazon account with the password the same across the board, right? So let's say your email address is Oreo123@gmail.com. Your password is Christmas, right? If you make that your Amazon account, someone compromises it, they're like, oh, let's look at let's see if they have a MasterCard or Chase credit card. Let's do Oreo123@gmail.com and then adding Christmas. Like they could get into the account. So because I had my credit card on file, I think that's why they were able to make the purchases for sure. So what I did is that I notified Amazon. They turned on the two-factor authentication. They said they were gonna do an investigation of sorts. But, I heard that this kind of stuff happens to other people as well. I called up family in Hawaii and I said, "Hey, I just want you to know, get rid of your saved payment method on Amazon." And they're like, "Why?" And I told them what happened. I said, "Look, I don't even access this account. This is not a email address that anybody knows that I have. So for someone to see this email address pop up and then log into the account and make this purchase, it's kind of strange because it's an account that I only use for Amazon. It doesn't have my name on it. It doesn't have any identifying information on it. But they managed to get in, and I have some concerns. Maybe something happened with Amazon. I'm not too sure, but my account was compromised, and I removed all my payment methods from Amazon. And that's what I told family. I said, log in. Do you have a credit card saved in your payment methods? And they said, yeah, I do. And I said, delete it. And they said, well, and then I said, you barely make any purchases, just delete the damn card because it's not worth it. Going through all your credit card statements, making sure nothing went through, looking at PayPal, looking at bank statements. It's just not worth it. So I had to change a lot of passwords. I upgraded my operating system in case there was any concern. But I really think it was a one-time only thing because it was just that. So that's all I wanted to tell you for on that thing. That's the reason why, like, yesterday I was kind of quiet about things. I was just very busy on the phone, updating accounts, changing things, making sure that none of this stuff kind of spirals out of control. I have some concerns about Amazon, so if you guys have an Amazon account, please remove your saved payment method because yeah, it's an absolute headache if something like that happens.
Mavericks user.
There was a story about Amazon customer helping scammers. Two-factor text can be spoofed. Oh, via spam. Yeah, so that was the thing. Like it's just very strange to me. Um, no, I didn't reuse the password at all. That was the thing, and I don't think the password was that weak. But it's not like it's like a combination of things, right? It's not like you would think of something like Campbell's Soup 52 gumball. Like is that a weak password? I don't think that's a weak password, but yeah. It was cracked and it's they had my email address and they figured out the password and then I'm just fortunate that I caught it early on and it's one of the reasons why I'm a really big fan of doing paper bill. If you guys have this like paperless building and you guys never check your bank statements, you are doing yourself a disservice. I hate it when companies say like, "Oh, save the trees, just check online for your stuff." I'm like, "No, no, 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 no. I am not that kind of person. I open the mail. I always check the mail. Having something in hand will ensure that I'm checking this kind of stuff." And that's one of the reasons why I picked it up so quickly. Within 2 weeks of this charge, I was able to say like, "Hey, what's this on my statement? Like this does not look right at all." So that's the benefit of having paper bill. If I had paperless bill, I can almost guarantee you I would have not seen it because there's some accounts it's like I never log in online. It's like out of sight, out of mind. So it's one of those things where it's like I absolutely hate it when companies tell you this bullshit like, oh yeah, we don't do paper bills anymore. We do electronic bills. So, we save the environment. I'm like, no, 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 I want an option. So Verizon Files is one of that. You guys heard about that, right? So what happened with that situation is that Lewis had to change his credit card for reasons and he forgot that he had auto pay for Verizon Files, and because he had on that online statement sort of thing, they sent him an email. He didn't see it because he has so many emails. They sent him another email. He didn't see it, and they terminated the Files account. And I called them up within 30 minutes of this thing being canceled, and I told them, I said, hey, I need this thing reinstated. Of course we can make full payment. Can we give you payment right now, and can you reinstate it? And they say no, they can't do it because the account was already canceled. So then we had to stay on the phone for about an hour trying to reinstate things. And then I find out, oh yeah, sorry, the customer service line that can reinstate your account is now closed, so call back the next day. And then after I call back the next day, you know what they tell me? They said, "Oh yeah, we don't recognize that number you gave us. Yeah, I don't know how you got that number, but yeah, that wasn't the number. That doesn't link to anything." I'm like, fuck. So that would have been completely avoided having a paper bill. Sometimes, you know, if something happens, like you got to change your credit card. I had to change that credit card, that Amazon credit card. If you have any auto payment to that account and you don't remember it, if something gets canceled or if you're in arrears because of the payment didn't go through and you don't have paper bill or you don't check your electronic statement, you can get an account terminated and it can just cause more hassle. So that is the reason why I'm 100% for paper bill. I think it's very important to have. And for Verizon files, when we set up the account again, I told them, hey, I can you send us the paper bill moving forward? I don't want any of this paperless statement. They told me that they said, "Oh, yeah, for Verizon files, we don't do paper bills. We only do online statements because if you have internet, you can check your electronic statement." I thought it was absolutely bullshit because I have Verizon wireless and I can get paper bill. But for Verizon files, they use this convenient like total scumbag. I think it's a scumbag move, by the way. It is a scum because you know why? Verizon Wireless, you can do paper bill, but for files, they don't even give you that option.
We're moving into the 21st century. Good for you.
You know what? There's some people who like having things on record, and then there's other people who are taking care of, let's say, senior citizens, and then they want to make sure that, hey, if I'm paying for the account,
The only
uh,
senior citizen here is the person using Mavericks in 2020.
whatever. But you get what I'm saying. Like I like having the paper bill. So it's I
It's your
feel like
grandma.
the reason why these companies like doing this ultimately is it saves them like millions of dollars. It's not like they really care about the environment. That's my firm belief on this stuff. Because
It
if
does, but it also does save. Like, oh, I throw away all those paper bills. So if you're the type of person that doesn't check shit, you're not going to check it whether it's online or
no,
not.
you do check. I check the paper bills all the time. I check every single one that comes in. I open all the mail, and that's the way I do my little system.
But it's
But to
rewarding.
not even give you that option, it's like, okay, well, why aren't you giving me that option?
Where's your grandma?
No, it's because if anything happens, right? Like if credit card companies, if they refuse to give you a paper bill, you know what's going to happen? You can collect on interest. You can collect on late fees and things like that. They make extra money. So you actually lose more money if you are late in payment and then the company saves money because they don't have to mail you stuff. And yeah, it's just like you have to pay the late fee and the company's like, "Oh, well, you should have checked your electronic statement and then you would have avoided it." It's like F that. So, you know, it's like things like that. It's like I like having that option for when if anything comes down to it, like okay, for let's say like for stocks for instance, right? You know, they for some of it they say, "Oh, we don't send you any documents, you can print it out." Like that I can kind of like understand. Like some people they don't like having that shareholder, you know, that packet of shareholder information. Okay, great. You know, you don't need that, I guess, but when it comes down to like paying stuff or being billed for something, I really like having those paper bills. I like being able to see it. I like being able to cross check, like, okay, this is what I'm getting charged for this month for, let's say, cell phone. Like, okay, this is all my fees, you know, my fees for like text messaging or blah 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 or like this line access stuff. I always know exactly what I'm paying because I can physically see it in front of me versus it's like, okay, you know, let's say I forget it one month and then I forget it the next month because, you know, sometimes people get into really bad habits. And then you'd be like, where the hell's you know, how come when I finally look at the statement, it's like the statement is so freaking big. Oh, it's because you didn't check your electronic bills. Yeah, so I don't like that kind of stuff, and I know that there are people out there who do not check their credit card bills, they do not check their phone bills, they do not check their whatever bills that they have because it's just these companies just automatically set up for paperless billing. So yeah, that's the reason why I'm just so pro paper bill. If you guys can go and just keep remembering to check your email for this kind of stuff, then good on you. But for me, I like knowing, hey, if something happens, if auto payment fails, I get the bills even with the auto payment on. I know, okay, hey, the auto payment failed because we changed your credit card and we forgot to update to the new card, I can catch it before any account gets into, you know, like possibly terminated. That's what I'm trying to get at. So I do auto payments, and then I also have the bill or the statement coming to me every single month. So when I get the bill, it's like, oh, you know, this is your bill, and it's, let's say it's like $50, right? This is your cell phone bill. It's $50 a month, and don't have to send payment because it's on auto payment. As long as I see that, I know, okay, you know, the amount looks right. I don't have to do anything because it's an auto payment. Okay, good. Now, if something happens and they're saying, hey, you know, we didn't get your payment last month because your auto payment failed, instantly I can see that and say, oh crap, I better make it right with, let's say, whatever my phone carrier is, right? So that's how things should be. It's not this whole, oh yeah, oh, I have it on auto payment, I'll never have to check it again because it's gonna handle itself. Yeah. So I do auto payment for everything across the board. All my credit cards are auto pay. Cell phone bill is auto pay, and I always check the statement all the time. So anyway, going back to what the stream originally was about, because I know I spent 60 minutes ranting and about this thing. Uh, so a couple days ago, I passed by a restaurant, and I was walking. It was raining, as you can see, and I saw this bowl over here, and I thought to myself, oh, that's a really pretty bowl, but look what happened. It got damaged. So you had one piece, two piece, three piece, and then if you look over here, four pieces. Well, so this thing was completely waterlogged, and though if you look over here, you can see like this is there was, I don't know if this was part of it, but there was like a barrier, and this was outside of the perimeter. So usually they have some sort of barrier letting you know, this is where like outdoor dining starts and this is where outdoor dining ends. This was like outside of the barrier. So because there was a restaurant right there, I kind of figured, okay, I guess like a bowl broke. And then instead of picking it up or tossing it around, they're like, oh, let's just throw this outside of our barrier. So I was like, frick, that's a crappy thing to do. I looked at the bowl and I thought, oh, I wonder if I can repair it. So I took it home. I threw it in the dishwasher. Of course, it was still waterlogged. I let it sit out for about 2 days, and then I thought, okay, I think this is about as dry it's gonna get. Of course, I could have dried it for a lot longer, maybe a week, and seen if there was a difference. But it looked like the wood was completely dry. It was stiff and things like that. So I didn't have any wood glue on me. I use this, which is Elmer's glue. Yes, Elmer's glue. I love using Elmer's glue. Usually whenever I glue things, it'll be Elmer's glue or glue gun. That's about it. Just those two glues. I don't have any wood glue over here. I should get wood glue. I know wood glue is like about $3, but I thought, well, Erica, you don't really use wood glue that much. I've only had to use wood glue like once, and that was just to put some screws back into a chair, because it was kind of like popping out, but I ended up epoxying it instead. So anyway, yesterday I grabbed the pieces, glued them one by one using Elmer's glue. So I had to like glued one piece, waited about 30 minutes, glued another piece, waited 30 minutes, and another piece, and then let it dry all overnight. And let me show you, well, what I had in mind. So this is, one moment here. This is my bag of floral. You guys might be aware of this. You guys have seen this before. So when I go dumpster diving, usually what some places do is that they will destroy the flowers, and they either destroy it or it'll just be some loose heads over here. So this is like a loose head. Let's see over here. This is like a loose head over here, and it's to dissuade people from salvaging it, or sometimes it just falls off because usually it's like a little stick. So I usually like using this kind of stuff a lot. You can see I have floral foam over here. I have like a sign over here. I just have like some random arts and crafts sort of stuff over here. I have like a bottle over here. This is basically like my little container of floral stuff. And let me Let me zoom out. I was a little too zoomed in over here. So this is like my little floral stuff that I use, and it's perfect because I put like a lid over here, and then you can't really tell. So most of my floral stuff is here, but then I also have some like the tall flowers kind of around the apartment. So what I did is when I glued the bowl together, I thought to myself, okay, let me see what I can do with the flora that I already have. Let me be a little bit more creative. I like diving because it forces me to think like outside of the box, and I don't get to choose the material. It's like whatever randomly comes my way. So you'll see like I have pumpkins here. I got some like flowers over here. I got some orchid heads over here. Floral foam, I've never used it. You can see it got damaged, but I'm like hell with it. So I got a bunch of floral foam over here. I don't have a use for it. I also have individual stems. So you guys know about the no-see-um situation. Yes, I killed one little no-see-um today. It's 30-something degrees, you guys, and I saw a baby no-see-um here. I don't know where the hell these no-see-ums are staying because it's so freaking cold. These no-see-ums are supposed to go away at 60-something degrees. It's snowing, and I saw one no-see-um. So yeah, it hasn't been freezing. So what I do with flowers now is because I don't want mosquitoes or no-see-ums getting drinking the water and laying eggs, I put the flower stem inside of here, and then I put water. So if you ever see individual roses, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I do this. It's kind of like a pain, but I really, really do not want this apartment to be a breeding ground for no-see-ums, which it is not, because I've gotten rid of basically all my fresh plants. They have no place to lay eggs. I don't use fresh flowers anymore, which saddens me because I love fresh flowers so much. I just go with fake flowers and fake flora now. So anyway, so I use this, and this is what I came up. Remember that crappy looking bowl that was in, what was it, 1, 2, 5 pieces? Ta-da! So this is how it looks like. And all I did is I put like a whole smorgasbord of stuff in here. I used the pine cones. These pine cones were actually collected last year. And this is like the way I arrange this kind of stuff. I like having variety. So if you are a dumpster diver, and if you're into like these arts and crafts kind of thing, I would suggest like just grab as much material as you can, because you never know what's gonna come into use. So these pine cones, this was kind of like one of my bases, and then I just added these like leaves. You can see that these leaves are just like loose leaves. They're not affixed to anything, and I just arranged them. I didn't have enough depth to them, so I put some packing paper underneath. If you see, that's Amazon packing paper right there. And it gets the job done. I'm, pretty happy with it. I think it's a pretty nice arrangement. It definitely looks better than it was before. Let's all remember how this thing looked like before. See that? That was before. This is after. You can still see that some of this thing, like this wood, splintered over here. I tried to glue it best I could, but it's not perfect. Part of it's not perfect because it was waterlogged. It looks like it did take a tumble here, but I don't really mind it. I don't really mind it at all. I'm happy that I picked this up and I was able to give it a new home. And this is my arrangement that you guys saw earlier. I did a stream on this. I picked this up in Manhattan, I think about 3 months ago or so. And then after I picked it up, I thought, okay, let me dry it because I think it's a gorgeous arrangement. I found this little baby's breath thing, and I dried that, and then I just added that on top. So together, it looks quite pretty. I like it a lot. And then moving forward, here's my bear. Because it's Christmas, my bear has this little arrangement. Look at the neck. Look at that. Look at that professional decorating right there. That is like the belt of some sort of like old pants that Lewis had. But yeah, I just made it into a collar of sorts. Then we got this. Jim might recognize those beads. And then my little Christmas decorations, what I fixed. Little castle thingy majingy that I found. My $200, I think it was like $150 or $200 room spray that I found. Yeah, every time I see it, I'm like, I can't believe that thing was so freaking expensive. Flowers over here, more flowers over there. This was actually broken, and I went on a dive and I picked up like 95% of all these flowers in one freaking day. It was crazy. So this is a flower urn, and I think it's really quite nice. So I'm happy with this. I like how this turned out. And I know that I told you guys I would be doing a stream about that bookcase. Well, I never got around to video editing, so I'm just gonna show it to you guys anyway.
Beeping.
Huh?
Beeping. Beeping.
What's beeping?
Beep. 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 That's the noise of you trying to edit a video on Cleo.
Oh yeah, Cleo beeped today. She was not happy. So this is the flower urn, and I used my handy dandy Amazon packing tape, and I used egg cartons to give it some depth. So the flowers weren't long enough, so I just kind of gave it some height. I got some cardboard egg cartons, cut them in half, stacked them on top, used Amazon packing paper to fill up some gaps, and then yeah, I just rearranged it this way. This used to be behind Lewis, but I changed it because I moved the Christmas tree to where this thing used to be. And I'm really, really happy about it. I think this is quite nice, and it kind of ties in with this. And you see like that white and green thing. That's what I want to do in the apartment. I want to keep everything like white, green, brown, right? White, green, brown, and like that mini fridge. This is where I'm going to keep my essential oils. It's hard to do it with one hand. Hold on. So this has nothing in here right now, but that is my mini fridge. It's like $40 or so. I think the brand is like called Cool Luli. But I found it and I thought, okay, I'm gonna keep my essential oils in there after after I get all my essentials oils in for my face serum. And anyway, so the bookcase that I was telling you guys, if you look at the community post, it looked it was like deconstructed. They did not cleanly do it. They actually ripped it apart, and that kind of saddened me. So I'm gonna show you the bookcase that I did, and you can see my little hack. So this is the water. I put them all in containers. Someone said to put cardboard over here. I don't know if this is what they meant, but the reason why I put this container over here is I didn't want the water to leak out onto the ground in case of an emergency. So in case the water started leaking out, because I have about 10 gallons of water here, I didn't want it to go all over to the floor. And if there is some water, I'll be able to catch it. It's going to take some time to leak out. And yeah, I just don't want possibly 10 gallons of water going through the floor. So this is the bookcase over here. And here's the top part over here. There's Charlie. And then you guys recognize that. And that is how it looks like. So I'm pretty happy with this one. I have some little fixes over here, and I shouldn't tell you guys this, but I'm gonna show you guys this because this is a really important workaround. So this is a dolly I think Lewis's grandma or his mom had, I'm not too sure. And I remember he told me, he was like, Erica, I don't like the dolly, just get rid of it. And I told him, I said like, no, I want to keep the dolly. So I kept the dolly, and I found out it's perfect because if you look underneath, it got all scratched up. See all those scratches? So the dolly fixes it. So that kind of like hides it a little. I don't think you can really tell. I really don't think you can really tell. I'm missing a some sort of peg over here. So what I did is I got my favorite material, which is children building blocks. And I just stuck it underneath there. I need to go over to IKEA and see if I can get any of those little wooden, you know what I'm talking about? Like the wooden stuff that goes over here. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to keep it as the building blocks because it's a little bit more secure that way. This part is supposed to be glued on here. You guys can tell what I'm talking about. So you see this part over here and this part, there's supposed to be those like little 2 wooden pieces there, and then over there too. And then I could do it this way. You see, like that would look so much better, but I'm missing the pieces. So that's why it's just under here for now. I really need to go over to IKEA. But yeah, this is the bookcase that I put together, and I kind of MacGyvered it so that way it would work. I think it looks quite, yeah, dowels, that's it. like those little mini dowels. And yeah, so this is the books that we have lying around. A bunch of them I picked up, and some of them I was looking at. Yeah, so you can kind of see like this. See, I try to make it all look nice and professional. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with this. And that is our bookcase over here. And when it comes down to like spring, I'm just going to change it out really quickly. I'm just probably going to change out those flowers and that poinsettia head, and then remove the little cardinal, remove Charlie, and it's a lot more dual. And then that's my little spring thing over there. So a lot of this stuff, as you guys know, I've been this is like a whole process of like rehoming stuff, fixing things, and just making do with what I have. Of course, if I wanted to, I could buy something, but for me, it's like not, it wasn't a high priority for me to get a bookcase. The books were stacked over there really messily, but I was like, you know, when it's time, then I will get one, but I didn't want to lug one with me. So this was about, I think, 3 blocks away from where we live. It was stacked up vertically. I thought this was either shelving or it was some sort of rack. And just looking at the dimensions, I thought maybe I could make it work. And I did make it work. And I'm happy that the books actually have a little spot to rest in. We do have to declutter some books, but it's not really a high priority right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went to check that book out. Oh my goodness, you guys have such like sharp eyes. I went to check that out. I picked up this book, I picked up this book. Someone sent this book over to us, How to Talk to Your Cat About Gun Safety. And then I got like this one, Sorry I Barked on Your Bed, which I thought was so cute. So yeah, a lot of these books are books that I picked up and I thought they were kind of interesting. Of course, Jim gave me this book over here, Repurpose Life. And yeah, so it's like if I see a book that looks interesting, I'll just pick it up. And then yeah, like this book was the one I picked up. Most of these books are like books that I picked up. I thought, okay, let me check it out and see how this is. This book, I will admit, I did not pick this one up. And it's like, what the should I make for dinner? Yeah, yeah. No, I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. I have like so many books that I have yet to check through. And some of them is being, yeah. 50 Shades of Mac book. And this one I heard this was a really good book, the last lecture. I've been wanting to read it for a really long time. So this was just lying around in the apartment and I thought like, ooh, let me make it this like little, I think it's like a photo frame slash something like that. It's really handy to have. And then I just try to do my best to make it like a wannabe bookstore thing. I've really grown to have an appreciation for, you know, like when you go into a store and they like make everything look so professional and so neat and nice and organized. Yeah, I'm trying to get that kind of thing in place. You know, when you have like things on the shelves, everything is like front facing, everything's all lined up and yeah. Yeah, so it's just like those little retail sort of tricks that they use. Oh, this one is too tall compared to this one. It probably should be matched up. So yeah, how many snowmen I have made? I have made 0 snowmen so far. Yesterday I went out to the winter storm to go diving. I didn't really find much. I just found this like arthritis sort of medicine topical thingy majingy, which I'm gonna give away. But yeah, it's just that's all I found. Yeah, this is like some people when they send stuff, I actually like I actually read this stuff and I was like, "Oh, this is kind of cute." It should be like see, sorry. Yeah. Oreo has barfed on the bed. Barry has barfed on the bed. Clinton does not dare to barf on the bed, but this book is really cute. Who? Clinton?
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't barf on the bed. Look at that. Stain pre-treater. Thank you. I'm running in here after hearing my pre-barf howl. Oh gosh. Yeah, I hear that. But I'm afraid you're too late. There will be no. Quick grab the kitty and put him in the yard this time. Although it's the most unkitty like I like to apologize. Oh wait, although It is most unkitty-like to apologize for anything. I am sorry I barfed on your bed. I was sleeping on it and now I have to get up. For that, I am truly sorry. In the future, I will make more of an effort to bark in the appropriate place, such as the bathroom rug. That way you'll have a nice present to step into barefoot in the middle of the night. I don't know why this barf snuck on me so quickly. Maybe I caught a bug. Love, Isaac. Look at that. Oh, sorry, I barfed on your bed. The bathroom rug is my preferred location. Ah, so cute. Yeah, Oreo barfed on the bed before. I showed you guys the stream of that. I was not too happy about it. He does this little pre-barf noise, and I'm like, okay. Yeah, and the first thing I think is, like, grab him and get him off the bed, because if he pukes on the bed, it goes right through the sheets, you know what I'm saying? And then we got to pull all the sheets, and it's not fun to do at like 5 in the morning. It really isn't. So yeah, that is a Lewis making his little noises. So yeah,
I can't believe you kick Oreo off the bed when he's making his little suffering noises.
you do that too.
I never kick Oreo off.
Oh, BS.
He pukes on your side.
Huh?
He pukes on your side.
I don't know why he pukes on my side. He should puke on your side more.
He loves you.
Oh, what?
That's his way of showing his love.
No. I want him to puke on the floor instead. At least I can easily clean that up, and I don't have to pull sheets early in the morning. So.
He has the most pathetic sounding coughing noise.
What? Yeah, he does this little whiny, wheezing noise, but he hasn't been doing that lately. I think it's because I've been feeding him earlier. These cats don't really get fed past 5 p.m. And the reason why I do that is I realize, like, if I feed them earlier, they don't have puking incidences on the bed, and then Oreo doesn't have to wake up in the middle of the night to poop. Yeah, so his singing with the poop issue has gone a lot down. I think what was happening is this. He eats late at night, and then after he eats, right, he goes to sleep with us, and then he wakes up, he does his business in the litter box, and then he immediately goes back on the bed that's nice and cushy and has all these like bundled up sheets inside, and basically the bed becomes his toilet paper. You get what I'm saying? So the reason why he's smearing on the bed is because the bed is going up to his butt and serving as toilet paper. So if we feed him earlier and he poops earlier, he will not have the chance of having the bed sheets rub against his butt and being toilet paper. And this was just my little theory over here. We have not had an Oreo poop incident in quite some time, ever since I started feeding them a little earlier. So yeah, I feed him greenies after 5, but I don't feed him any any of his like prescription food after 5 p.m. He's not too happy about that. He gets fed a lot closer now, but it gets he doesn't have to wake up in the middle of the night to poop, as far as I know. The cats, we've stayed up until like 3 a.m. and all they do is just pee inside the litter box, and that's it. So the earlier we feed them, the earlier they poop, and less chance of any bathroom issues happening inside of the bed. And then if Barry has any like hairball incidences on the bed, it's not chunky food. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like in the middle of the night, she'll wake up and she'll want to throw up for whatever reason, puke out a hairball. And sometimes it's like I see her puke and it's like all that undigested chunky cat food, which is absolutely gross. We have not had that happen ever since I've been feeding them a little earlier. So past 5 p.m., these cats do not get fed any more food. In terms of the canned food.
Starvation.
Huh?
Starvation.
It's not starvation. Oreo just doesn't like it because he wants to get fed, at midnight or 2 a.m. And then if he gets fed then, right, then he has to go to the bathroom. So I'm like, Oreo, we'll feed you, but we're going to feed you much earlier. And he gets like some greenies. But in case anybody thinks I'm starving this cat, look at the photos of the cat. The cat's getting fed the same amount of food. He's just getting fed earlier. And because he's getting fed earlier, he has more time to digest, and he gives me those like sad eyes, like, you deprive me of food. Like, never mind, I have chin rolls and neck rolls and things like that, and tummy rolls. It's just pay attention. You don't feed me enough. So I think he wants to go to bed with like a super full stomach because that's what I was doing before. But what I've kind of realized is that it's not healthy for him to eat right before bed because if he eats right before bed, then he has to poop in the middle of the night and well, yeah, I don't want the bed sheets turning into toilet paper. So yeah, that is the situation with Oreo, and I'm very happy with that. If you guys have any cats that puke in the middle of the night for whatever reason, my suggestion to you is that try feed your cats earlier. You know, feed your cats at like no later than 5 p.m. and then if they get hungry, just give them like some cat treats and that's it. Don't give them like a full meal. If you start giving them like full meals, like all the time, they're just gonna gain weight. All three cats have gained weight, and I've realized that they don't really want food as much. They just want something to snack on. So just giving them like a few greenies is good enough for them. So that is what Oreo gets. And yeah, what else was I gonna say? Oh, in case you guys weren't aware, I did update the kitty wish list. I added greenies on there. Usually they have like a bigger container of greenies, but I think they're sold out of the bigger container greenies, at least for the catnip flavor. So I have like the small bag if you guys want to send any of greenies to the cats. They went through basically all their greenies that we had in the apartment. They were just like chowing down and things like that. So I always have like the kitty wish list in case you guys want to send anything. If you guys do, if you include a thank you note, we'll make sure that you get a reply back. But sometimes, for whatever reason, we used to get in like Glandix butt wipes, and Oriole's butt was very, very thankful for that. And I wouldn't get a thank you note. So when I look at it, I'm like, where's the thank you note? You know, I want to send a thank you to the person. I just kind of hope that they didn't think I was just blowing them off. So yeah. But if you do buy anything off the kitty wish list, please put a thank you note so then we can reply to you and then send you a thank you for it. You need some kind of chew toy for them so they can pretend they're nomming. Outseeker, that would not work. The cats are going to want to really, how do I say it? They're not going to want to just chew it. They're going to want to digest it.
Quentin is smarter than that.
Huh?
Quentin is way too smart for that shit. He wants food.
Yeah, he wants food. Like, he screams at me wanting greenies. He doesn't want anything else. Like, he's a greenies monster. I don't know what the hell happened. It turned into a greenies monster. He starts.
You want a greenie?
No, no,
A greenie?
no.
A greenie?
Jeez, look at that. Look at that. Look at that enabler over there. Did I upgrade? Yes, I upgraded to El Capitan and I like it. I have no problem with it. However, after I did the upgrade, Cleo started beeping for whatever reason. Hey, why was Cleo beeping? Oh, well, I guess I need.
Your MVTT enable trace was corroded by your liquid damage.
So? Didn't you make it all sparkly and shiny and new?
Sparkly as Tim Cook would make it.
Oh, yeah, you're just hating. What? What? I was just showing the bookcase.
I'm here to redistribute some heat.
Oh, jeez. You know what? Get some mittens. Get some mittens, you cold hand man. You know what? He has like the coldest hands ever. What?
Why are you sitting here? It smells like poop.
It
smells like cat poop.
Oh, it does?
So why do we have all these useless books?
These books?
Dreamweaver 3? Are you kidding?
This is your book.
It's not my book.
What, do I look like I would have this? Dreamweaver 3?
Listen, you use Mavericks. I'm sure you probably use Dreamweaver 3 as well.
No, this isn't my book. This is these are yours.
Probably
like this is your book too. The world is flat. That isn't my book.
That is not my book. That's definitely your book because you're subscribed to somebody who thinks the world is flat.
Oh, whatever. I would not be. Look at that. That is not my book. That's your book. I would never get that book. I know the Earth is not flat. It's in a heart shape. What?
There's a draft over here. You have to cover the rest of the window. Oh, is that air conditioner still in there?
Yeah.
Oh,
oh no, I already put a cover on it.
Yeah, like you did the other window.
No, there actually is a cover on it.
Erica said that she covered the window before. I shit you not. There's a piece of plastic taped on the top, and then on the left, the right, and the bottom, you could just see the air blowing in and blowing it off. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
What? You said cover it, so I covered it. What?
We have to fix the air conditioner when you don't your stream because that's wasting a lot of heat.
Do you guys actually pull out Oh, Lewis's coat hands because he's a robot. Yeah. Um, let's see. Oh, thank you. Greenies for Blackberry and Clinton. Orioles too fat. Thank you. What did I miss? Oh, thank you, Jim. Okay, let me go back. Yeah, so I got yeah, these cats have been eating greenies a lot, and it's just like, oh gosh, these cats are like greenie monsters. Sometimes Clinton gets kind of like, cat Amazon cat butt wipes. Yeah, if you look at Glandex, Glandex, Glandex butt wipes, you will see that. Oreo is a vet. You know what? Kopaz, Oriole's vet says he needs to lose weight. So, when the vet said that, Oreo was a skinnier cat, and now he looks like he's in a winter mode where he's getting a little tubbier, and yeah, he's turning into a fat cat that just sleeps and eats all day. Like he really is embracing his retirement life as a security cat. And I think Lewis worked him too hard at 186 because ever since he came back home, I mean, it's like all he wants to do is just eat and sleep and and just cuddle. Like yeah, he just had too much of a work life at Rossman Repair Group. So yeah, that's why Oreo is probably gaining weight. It's just yeah, but now of course he has a pension. He has security cat retirement benefits. I don't know when the next time Oreo's going to be visiting the store, but I don't think Lewis wants to hire him as a little security cat because it seems like now he would only just sleep on the job.
He's useless.
Who?
Useless.
Oreo? Oreo's not useless.
He's a lazy bum.
Andre said Oreo's Porio at night and Snorio at day. Yeah. Thank you. Is that a cult book? No, it's the last lecture. Here, let me pull this thing up. This is not a cult book. This is not some, voodoo thing against Tim Cook. So this book was, this person was like, yeah, let me show you guys this. We cannot change the cards. We don't just play the hands. A lot of professors give talks titled The Last Lecture. Professors are asked to consider their demise and ruminate on what matters to them. And while they speak, audiences can't help but mull the same question: what wisdom will we impart to the world if we knew it was our last chance? If we had to vanish tomorrow? And what would we want as a legacy? So when Randy Pauch, I think that's his name, a computer science professor at Carnegie Mellon, was asked to give such a lecture, he didn't have to imagine it as his last since he had recently been diagnosed with terminal cancer. But the lecture he gave, Really Achieving Your Childhood Dreams, wasn't about dying. It was about the importance of overcoming obstacles, of enabling the dreams of others, of seizing every moment, because time is all you have, and you may find one day that you have less than you think. It was a summation of everything Randy had come to believe. It was about living. So this book was actually extremely popular years back. I think it was like, what was this, like 5 years ago or something. Very, very, very popular book. I never got around to reading it, but yeah, when I saw this, I was like, ooh, I want to read this. Yeah, I forgot who made it, but someone posted it in the Discord, like letters to Lewis. I loved it so much, I just had to share it with you in my community post. So, yeah, anyway, quick question, you guys. When you guys have winter, do you guys pull the AC down, or do you just leave it there?
They're good as a draft and you can feel it.
It's kind of weird because I mean, like, I put as much insulation as I could on that area too. No, I did.
Yeah, I saw what you did yesterday.
Huh? No, I did. Let me show you guys this. Oh my freaking foot. Oh, my foot's against the cat toy. Oh, hey, look, I have a plushie that fell. One of my plushies fell. Okay, hold up, you guys. Let's see this. Frick. Look, see, I tried. See, so I tried to block it off as much as I could. And then I have this little insulation thingy over here that's supposed to block things out. But I guess the air is coming out from in between somewhere. But you can see, like, look, I put foam over there. See that? I put foam right here. So I have... Oh, I just bought the foam too. So I put foam over here. And yeah, but... I don't really think. Uh. Mm, yeah, so this is like an AC cover, and I bought it because they said, oh, if you use this, you don't have to pull out the AC. And then I just on and I just bought this like foam insulation, I think last month, and I cut it to size and everything. But Louis says he can feel a draft. And yeah, I can feel like there's some sort of draft here, but it doesn't. Wait. Oh yeah, I do feel a draft coming out from here. This is like this is you're supposed to be able to prevent it, but I guess it's not airproof because it's like a. Let me show you guys this. So it's just like, see, it's not even an airproof fabric. It's like a thin. It's like putting a towel over it actually. Yeah. So this is not airproof. See this? It's like one of those nylon fabrics. See, you can see my finger through it. So I guess this is a dud, but I tried. I bought this thing because I thought it would save some time and he doesn't have to pull it. But if not installed, the AC can fall down if the window. Oh, yeah. I don't think there's too much of that stuff right here. Need a bath towel over its sticker. Really, a bath towel? That makes a difference. But it still can go through, right? The heat can still go through this thing. And let you guys know, really, really quickly. I heard some word, about the community fridge stuff. So, I shared with you guys for like dumpster diving. You have more aggressive divers going out, like that one bakery in Manhattan. Nobody used to really dive there before. I've been going there for about like 3 months or so, and I used to always grab pastries and then distribute it outwards. But 2 times ago, I went over there and there was like a whole crowd of people, right? There was like about 5 people and they were like super like aggressive about these pastries. Last time I went over there, I kneeled down for about like 30 seconds to open a bag and then someone came up and I was like, oh, frick. So it's kind of like a hot spot for diving now. We definitely have more divers out there, definitely more people who want food. And what I found out today was this. So the community fridge stuff that I usually help out with, and then I'll go diving with like a group, and then those people have bikes or they have cars, right? So I'll help I'll help sort through stuff, and then like if there's a whole bunch of yogurt, I'll help them load it up, and then they bring it over to like the community fridges. But what's been going on is that you have some people who listen to this. They will take the stuff from the community fridge. So we're talking like dairy items, right? Dairy, cheese. You guys know that there's always like a lot of milk, a lot of yogurt that's being donated to these fridges. They will take this stuff and then they'll resell it. So there's these little bodegas, these little convenience stores, right? Think about them as like little mom and pop stores, like corner markets, and they will sell it to these bodegas trying to get some cash. And they've been told like, hey, don't do this kind of thing. But it's attractive to do it because if you can go over to a fridge, see free food, and then take the stuff and then make like $50 cash off of it, I can understand. I can understand why they're doing it. And I was talking to this, a person, and they said, well, maybe they really need the money. So if they need the money, then it's okay. And I'm like, bullshit. Here's the thing. Like, if you're taking the stuff that's being donated to over to the fridge to share with the community, to people who could use it or have a need for it, I think it's a really scumbag thing to do. Just take the food inside the fridge and then try to resell it for profit. That's just me, though. That's just me. I mean, I believe that if there's like a community fridge, you should just be mindful. I don't mind if people take a lot of stuff, but I definitely draw the line when people try to take the stuff and then they instantly try to flip it. They flip it for money because they see all these like dairy items and they just think, hey, they see the dollar signs over there. If you go over to the community fridge at a certain time, right, you'll see stuff, you'll see maybe like $50, $70 or more worth of product that's easily flippable. You know, all this like milk, dairy, fruits and vegetable, that kind of stuff, easy to flip, like crackers. I remember I was hearing that there was this one person, and they came across something like 30 bags of these like Asian gummy bears, katsuragi or something like that. I'm forgetting it what the actual name is, katsugai or something like that. They have great flavor ones, or yeah, grape flavor one. I remember that one. They have like different flavors. Anyway, so this person put into a community fridge that they live right next to, right? It was about 10 p.m. at night. 30 minutes later, they come back, all the gummy bears are gone. All the packages of gummy bears are gone. And you guys could say, well, maybe they could really use all those bags of gummy bears. I'm like, no. Most likely, hearing what I was hearing, and they probably took the whole lot, was a greedy mofo, and either resold it. I really do believe it's attractive to resell that kind of stuff. New and packaging stuff, easy to flip, and there's been talks about what can you do to dissuade that. Can you put a sign up at the community fridge telling people, hey, please be mindful, or please do not take more than you need, or please do not resell, because these community fridges are staffed by unpaid volunteers or people in the community. Or alternatively, you could Sharpie it. And I put the suggestion out there. I said, maybe you should look into Sharpieing the tops of like milk containers, because if they're reselling it to bodega owners, right? Then what kind of owner would want to buy something that has Sharpie marks on the top cap of a milk? Like, they're not going to want to pay money for that kind of stuff. No customer would want to buy something that has a bunch of black Sharpie marks on the top of a milk cap. It's just to dissuade people from reselling it. So that's what I said over there, and it just sucks. So I don't know. They could say, I'm starving too, so I want to take all this food and then resell it, and it sucks, because think about it, like, especially now, it's freaking snowing. There are people who are working to, they're driving in their cars to help restock community fridges, going to distributors, picking up, let's say, a bunch of vegetables, a bunch of milk, and restocking the fridge with these items. And I can't help but think there's a freaking scumbag over there thinking, oh man, it's so cold right now, but look, there's like a whole bunch of food inside of the fridge that I can take for money. And it's very opportunistic, and that's why it's like I don't like having this whole thing of, oh yeah, just possibly like look the other way, Erica, just think like these people need the money, so just let it slide. I'm like, no, hell no. And there's just so many people in the community who come together, and then if someone takes stuff to resell it, they're hurting the community fridge, because there's a person who could definitely use it, right? And they go to the fridge because maybe they're hungry, or maybe they're like, oh, I wonder what's inside of the fridge. I wonder if they have, let's say, a few bell peppers that I can cook with. And it's like, the people who stocked the fridge don't know that some opportunistic a-hole just took it all, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna make $30 off of this stuff. So yeah, someone said write the big free on there. Maybe that will do it. But the only downside about that is if you have something like a wet product, like let's say refrigerated yogurt, Sharpie will go right off of it. You can, that would work good on a cardboard box, but on yogurt, that's not really gonna work very good. That's why I'm thinking just kind of mark the tops of the caps, and maybe that'll dissuade someone over there. Or, rip the UPC codes off, or make a big X on the front. Like, who wants to get like Cheez-Its with the big freaking X on it? Like, no one's gonna want to, no bodega owner is gonna think, oh, let me buy the Cheez-Its with the giant X on it and sell it to another customer. Like, what customer would buy a Cheez-It box like that? So yeah, that is the situation with the community fridge. It's pretty sobering to hear what's going on. It doesn't surprise me though to hear about this stuff. As I have told you guys before, diving for food is gotten more aggressive in Manhattan. It's yeah, it's very surprising to me. It's surprising to see how people are in the winter over this kind of stuff. And I know times are tough, but yeah, it's just it takes me aback a little. It takes me aback, and it kind of makes me wonder, for people who I think there is going to be more people diving as time goes on. Part of it, due to need. I've been reading about this kind of stuff, and if people have this like scarcity mindset, or they see it as like an opportunity to make cash, then of course they're going to be like, why should I share it with other people? I should just take what I can get. I can make a few bucks off of this stuff. Or I don't want to share with a fellow diver, because that's, if they take some, that's less for me. And for diving, how it was like 2 months ago or 1 month ago, it was never like that. The people who were divers in Manhattan, like, it was a very small group. I saw them, I knew most of them because I conversed with them, and they were very friendly, very polite. And seeing how people are now, it saddens me, because these are new people who do not hesitate to make a mess. When you are a diver, you're not supposed to make a mess. You're not supposed to just like take what you want and then just throw everything on the ground. Because if you do that, you are disrespecting the business who put that kind of stuff aside for you. Some stores, listen to this. If a business really wanted to, they could open every single package of prepackaged sandwiches and just throw coffee grounds on it. I've seen it done many, many times. But like for the bakery, they're nice enough that they just put everything in a separate bag. So when I see people just rip open the bags and just toss things aside very haphazardly, like, yeah, this is trash. I'm just gonna take what I want and F everybody else, F the business. I don't care about keeping the area clean. It I just think it's very, very disrespectful. So if anybody is a dumpster diver, just don't make a mess. Leave the place as clean as you found it, or better yet, even cleaner. Let me see over here. Context him at a piece of Gorilla Tape and Sharpie that, yeah, nah, that's too much work. So, yeah, in New York, a lot of the trash does not get put into, hold on. Hold on, you guys. You guys can see this. I gotta charge my phone. So, hold on, let me get my tripod. My phone is dying. Yeah, streaming takes so much battery out. It's kind of insane. I gotta put my flower away. You saw the lid of my little flower basket on the ground. So, anyway, while you guys see the ground really quickly, yeah, it's just like times are a lot different, and I don't know what the solution's gonna be. I don't know if diving's gonna be how it was before. And it just took me aback when I saw these new divers, and when they look at me, they look at me with such disdain. It's like, how dare you come to the spot that I'm diving with, even though I was there before them. For some of these people, it's like I was there physically before them, and it's like they think I'm encroaching on their spot.
Erica, can you be able to insulate the air conditioner?
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot in 5 minutes, okay? What? Go away.
Feel that.
Go away, cold hands.
Feel that.
I'm not cold. What? You're so cold, but I'm not cold. You're also wearing a lot less clothes than me. What?
You pay me to.
Huh?
You pay me.
I pay you to. I don't pay you to.
Okay, you don't want to tell people on stream. That's fine.
What? Jeez, look at that guy. So yeah, in New York, a lot of the trash, it's put into the sidewalk, because there's no infrastructure in place to have compactors. So you'll see places, they have these giant dumpsters, and they'll put stuff in the dumpsters that are on the street or on the sidewalk. Very few places. It'll only be like really big companies. Now, when I'm talking about big companies, it would be like something like Bed Bath Beyond sort of thing, like those kind of big companies. But a lot of people, they just put a lot of stores, they just put their stuff in trash bags and put that on the sidewalk. So that's why you have like these people. It's like they see these bags, these trash bags on the sidewalk, and they just rummage through them. But yeah, it's completely different times, and I have to be more on guard when I'm diving, because if I'm not on guard, then it just, I don't know if I'm gonna encounter some unusually aggressive person. Like the pastry stuff, and man, it's not worth getting into a confrontation with someone over freaking pastries. Like the pastries are great, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's like if I wish I could videotape it for you guys and you guys could have seen how the pastry people were. They were just like and it's like they had these giant trash bags, these retail shopping bag size of bags, and they're ready, like fill it up as much as you can, sort of thing. And it's like people who want to come in there. It's like they give them really bad looks. So it's, yeah, and even if you're there first, which is what happened last time, there's going to be someone who approaches you. So if you're looking through pastries and then someone approaches you, you better get the hell out of there if you feel like that person's gonna, possibly get territorial with the pastries. You see what I'm getting at? It's like it's a different thing, because before with diving, you just dive by yourself or maybe a few people. It's like, okay, I'll take this, I'll take this. Do you want this? Oh, I don't want this, that kind of stuff. Oh, okay, have a good day. Maybe I'll see you next week, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's like people don't say anything. They just shoot each other bad looks. People, they'll get into your space when you're diving for stuff. If you're looking through a bag, there'll be people who trying to look through the same bag you are. So I shared with you guys, I was looking through a bag, and I opened the bag by myself, and there was a whole big bag of pastries inside. And then the people who came after me, right, they were looking through another bag about 4 feet away from me. Once they saw that my bag had pastries, they said, oh, look, her bag has pastries. And then they go over to my bag, and they're like 1 feet away from me, right? And I'm thinking like, holy crap, you got two very like pastry driven people over here just helping themselves to the bag that I'm in. Of course, it's like two people versus me, right? I'm not gonna feel comfortable calling them out, because I don't know if they have a weapon on them. I don't want to put myself in some kind of confrontation over freaking pastries. And that's why it's just like I just took like as I just took a bunch, and it wasn't even as much as I anticipated taking, because the next day I had a food distribution event, and I had a very small amount of pastries to give out because I was rushing to get out of there. But yeah, it's that is how pastry dumpster diving is now, or shall I say pastry trash bag diving is. So if you guys encounter that kind of stuff, my advice would be go to another location. For instance, right, let's say you check up a Starbucks. If a lot of people are hitting up a certain Starbucks, then try go to another Starbucks and check your luck there. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna go end the stream, you guys. I will talk to you guys later, but you guys stay warm. It's like we're gonna pull the AC out, and yeah, I don't know where we're gonna put it, but we're gonna put it somewhere. Maybe we'll put it in front of the plushies, who knows. But yeah, I will talk to you guys later, and then maybe tomorrow or something I'll do that stream about diving. See you.